the perfect amount of foam. My oh my. And we have an amazing duck omelet with some toast. What a great way to start your morning. So we're going to the northern part of the state, and this is a prep that I've been looking for a long time. Now, the prep that we're getting today is not exactly what I'm looking for, but it's going to do the trick. And for the price point, it's worth driving, 6 hours out of my way, one way, to get it. So if the price point is perfect, the price point's great, it's gonna do what I needed to do, but it's not perfect for all occasions. So, I feel that this is going to be good to hold me over, especially with spring and summertime coming, but we're gonna still keep looking, but I'm still excited to go ahead and get it. What a gorgeous view, isn't it? So I took a quick break just to stretch my legs out real quick. We have one more hour before we're at our ultimate destination, and I can say, after passing through one large metropolitan area and now we're about to go through another large metropolitan area, I am super excited for this trip to be over. I want to hurry up, get to this destination, load the trailer up, and get back to the boonies as soon as possible. Maybe this is just my personal biases here, but you city folks don't know how to drive, so let's get this thing loaded up on the trailer and let's head back to the country as soon as possible. We'll see in a little bit. If you want to know why I hate the city, I'm not even going 20 miles an hour, bumper to bumper traffic on 3 lanes of highway. What the fuck? This is the fastest I've gone. Almost 40 miles an hour, 4 lanes of fucking highway. And here we go, we're slowing down again. Yeah, this is why I fucking hate the city. All you city preppers, you guys can keep this shit. It's all yours. It's all yours. And keep in mind too, I'm on a state highway, and it's not even rush hour traffic, guys. Like, rush hour traffic hasn't even hit yet, okay? It's only 3:44, and I'm going 40 miles an hour on a state highway. Now 5 lanes of highway. 5 lanes of state highway. You can't make this shit up. And there we are, guys. A huge freezer that I can stick like 2 bodies in. Not that that's what it's for, but we got a nice freezer. And so I got to my first rest stop where I was just making sure the load is riding well, and it is riding good. We are ready to head back to the homestead. Now, it would be ideal to have a, walk-in cooler or freezer for all our animals, for the hang time and everything like that. But that's just not permissible at the moment. Now, we're working towards that, and eventually we'll get a walk-in cooler or freezer, but just price-wise, it's just not something that we can do. But like I said, we're working towards that. But in the meantime, I found this freezer for next to nothing. So, it was an opportunity that I had to jump on, so I did. But we need something, at least during the spring and summertime, where we can harvest smaller animals, And by smaller animals, I mean full-size pigs, full-size deer, full-size sheep, goats, etc. And so that's why we decided to go with it, because like I said, harvesting and all that stuff's easy. It's just the hang time, so to speak, that, that's where it gets more tricky, especially for your larger livestock animals. And for those of you that aren't familiar, we had 2 hogs last springtime. We got 2 piglets, coon, 2 brothers, 2 males, and we raised them, neutered them. We did everything ourselves. Literally hand fed these pigs, and we got them to a mom and pop meat processor, butcher, and the entire operation went up in flames. And so when that happened, we lost 400 pounds of pasture raised, organic, all the hashtag pork. And so it was a devastating loss. They said, hey, reach out to us, let's make things right. We did, and they just ignored everybody. And so it fucking hit pretty close to home for us on the homestead. And like I've said so many times on this channel, preparedness is taking accountability for the human condition, right? And so The fact that this was a freak accident, okay, yeah, I get that. Do I expect that to happen again? I mean, lightning can strike in the same place twice, I suppose. I doubt that'll ever happen again, but it's the principle of the matter. If we can do it ourselves, why aren't we, right? If we can get that process done, why don't we? What's in our way, right? And in the fall and wintertime, you can get away with, you know, harvesting a pig or harvesting a deer, elk, you know, sheep, goat, what have you, and, you know, wrapping it in a sheet and hanging it in your garage, right? Or hanging it in a barn. You can get away with that when the weather's cold. You can't do that in the summer and springtime. So in order to keep our animal harvesting going year round, having a freezer of this size, of this caliber, is going to allow us to do that. So I'm super excited to bring this thing home. So now that we went a couple miles, we made sure everything is strapped and secure. Let's get back to the homestead. I'm tired of the city. Just to kind of give you a size comparison, that's Kova. She's 150 pounds, English Bull Mastiff, and that's our freezer. So it's a very large freezer that's going to be able to stow all our meat, animal products. I even think if we quarter an elk, we'll be able to get an elk in there, but we'll definitely be able to get hogs, goats, sheep, deer, all that stuff. So we got a great, amazing deal on it, and we got to just do one quick thing to it. So the only thing we have to do is fix the power cord here. So the power cord was snapped, which is why we were able to get it at the amazing price that we got it at. So you can see here, it was cut, and so all we got to do is splice it, and it should turn on and work just fine. And if you guys remember my last video that I did on splicing, this is the power cord that I spliced. That works great. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fix this, and we're going to connect it to this. So we're going to show you the full splice system, from a splice power cord for the freezer to the splice extension cord. So we're going to bring it full circle here with this video. Now keep in mind, you have a few options here, okay? You can just purchase a brand new power cord, you know, and actually I would recommend that. Or you can splice it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna splice it. We're gonna do that for two reasons. Number one, we're gonna splice it to make sure the freezer works, right? So if we splice it and everything works, we're good to go. We can immediately put it into operation, and then we can order the part, and we know that when we install the new part, it'll work because that's the part that needs to be fixed. If we splice and it doesn't work, then we might have some other options. We might just need to get a new power cord, or we might need to look at a compressor or fan, what have you. So these are kind of the risks that you take when you get, you know, when you buy a freezer that doesn't work because of the power cord or what have you. I believe it's just a power cord issue. When I looked at it, that's all it seems like is going on here, but we'll see. But ultimately, for the price I paid, even if we just have this freezer, an insulated freezer that doesn't work, it's still a good deal because I can control the temperatures using ice or dry ice, and it's still going to be something we can use as basically a freezer locker for our meat products or animal products. But I think it's just the extension cord, and this is why DIY projects are so important. You can't touch something like this brand new for under $1,500 right now. Used, the cheapest I saw for something of this size, around $800 used. And so we got this whole system for $50. So if we're able to get it up and going just by using a little bit of DIY, it's perfect. And there's a lot of deals out there like that most people just are too lazy to fix or don't even have the basic skills to fix. So like I said, I think we can just splice this thing real quick and get it up and going. So let's find out. So as you can see here, we have the 3 wires exposed, and down here we have the 3 wires exposed. So we can splice this a couple ways. I mean, you can literally just connect them and then tape over them. That's one way. Or you can use, like what we've seen before, terminal butts. So you connect one in on one side and one in on the other side, and then you crimp them into place. So there's a couple ways to do this, but we're gonna go the safe route and use the terminal butts. So I did my quick patch job. And we come here, it's making a noise, so I don't know if that means that it's on or if I need to do a better patch job, but this is a good sound to hear regardless. So we went ahead and went with a full-on male end and we just spliced it directly on, like I did with this cable right here that I'm using to power this refrigerator. And yes, we still have a buzzing, so sounds like there's a fan that needs to be replaced right here. So we know that there is power to the system, so we know the splice worked. Now it's all about troubleshooting this fan. So the noise is still going. It's not as bad, but it is cold. I don't know if you can see that, but it is starting to freeze. So that is a good sign. We're going to let it keep going for a few more hours and see where we're at. And if we have a good freeze on it, we will unplug it, clean it out, and we'll have a freezer. We can fix the fan later because this is going to go in one of our sheds, so we're not even going to hear it with the noise until we can get it fixed. So it's all set. And as you can hear, no noise. You can hear that. I don't know if you can see that. Ice. So this thing is up and going. All I did, thanks to the Most High, this screw right here, I just had to tighten it a little bit, loosen it, then tighten it, and now we have a fully functional freezer for pennies on the dollar. And as you can see, our splice is holding up real strong. So thanks be to the Most High. So I let it sit for a couple more days. Fast track a few more days now. And yep. Still cold. I don't know if you can see that ice forming right there. You can see the ice forming right there. So a few days later and it's still cold. So I feel very confident that we got this thing up and operational. As you can see, Kova next to it. This is a big fridge, big freezer, big chest freezer. We can definitely stick a couple more coves in there. I'm just joking, Mama. So I'm not gonna do that to you. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this thing cleaned up and ready to go into service. So super exciting. God bless the Most High for providing this to us. And I'm excited to show you the rest of our journey with this thing. So now we're gonna get this bad boy all cleaned up. So far, it's going well. This was a clean wash rag. Now it's very dirty and we're still getting it cleaned up. But it looks a lot better than it did before. It's already starting to shine a little bit, so that's good. We'll get this baby nice and cleaned out, ready for operation. So there we go. Got a clean freezer. Took a bunch of Clorox wipes, some cleaning spray, 2 rags, and a towel. Got it all knocked out. So we got it plugged in. You gonna help me check it, Cove? Nice and cold. You can already see the ice starting to form on the side there. So this is a mission success. So the real moral of this video is just, I encourage you guys, I implore you guys, don't be afraid to take on a little risk. You know what I mean? One of these freezers brand new is going to easily retail for over $2,000, no doubt. Used, you'd be lucky if you found one for under $1,200. I looked everywhere. I got this for $50. Why? Because the cord was cut. All I had to do was do a simple splice like you saw there before, and guess what? I have a working freezer that I'm gonna use as a cold room for all my medium to small animals, whether that be, my 200 to 300 pound pigs, deer, sheep, goats, even an elk if I quarter it. So this is gonna be great for the homestead because I'm gonna be able to do all my butchering here in-house. I don't have to go anywhere else, and I can do it even in the hottest portions of summertime. So this is going to be a huge force multiplier for my preparedness here. So I encourage you guys, go out there, try to take on a project, do the things. You're going to be a lot better for it. So I'm curious to know what kind of projects you guys are doing or have done that you've kind of had similar results. Put them in the comment section below. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys are doing and getting some ideas from you guys. So if you guys took on a cool project or you guys did something that required a little bit of elbow grease and you're able to, you know, jumpstart a preparedness item, let me know about it. I want to hear about it. I'm sure we can all learn from it. Hope you guys have a good one as always, guys. Long live the Republic.